Welcome to the Kalispell Warhawks Dynasty. It's week number 8. Kalispell is riding their first ever 3-game winning streak in team history, and today defend that against the Air Force Falcons. Now this game couldn't have come at a better point on the schedule. A lot of these option offenses can catch you with an element of surprise. However, Kalispell just faced New Mexico last week and got the win in overtime. They caught a huge break on a missed field goal and were able to capitalize. Here they are now, 3 straight victories, an offense playing their best football, and a defense that is finally figuring it out. 4-3 Kalispell, 3-2 Air Force. Here we go from Kalispell, Montana, as Ja'Cory Day is back deep. And from the end zone, he takes this out. Day weaving back to the inside, but doesn't get enough help as he's taken down at the 20. Well, there's Marquise Walker. 15 touchdown passes. That is a career high for the junior passer. 5 interceptions. He has become the big playmaker this team needed. He hands off on first down to Sammy Hawthorne, who is met and brought down after a 4-yard pickup. Hawthorne still leads the team in rushing as they toss it to him. And he's going to throw it to Whitfield. A quick dump off. And they pick up the first down. We've seen that halfback pass a couple times before from Sammy. Looks like Marquise will throw it now. He gets this away to Ja'Cory Day, who gets past 1. A spin, and Ja'Cory Day is taken down inside the 30. A 36-yard connection. If you are going to blitz, you best not give Ja'Cory that much space. A little bit of room, and he shows his skill. Now a split look with Sheridan in the ball game, who gets the handoff. And Roscoe Sheridan picks up 6. That takes him over 300 yards on the season. 2 tight ends in the game on third down. Whitfield the second, as Walker lobbing down the middle and intercepted. Taken away by Williams, as he was looking for Rashad Williams. Marquise here thought he had single coverage, and Williams is breaking open, but then there's some help down the middle, and that pass is taken away. The 6th interception on the year from Marquise Walker that ends an exciting possession. Now the Falcons take over, and Worthman runs through easily and sprints on across the 20 with a gain of 13 yards. We saw Arian Worthman last year in the Kalispell victory against Air Force. Now they run some option. Here is Jake Lacoste with room off tackle, and Garner brings him to the ground. They've got to be able to defend that outside run. Here's third down, and Worthman fakes inside, down the middle off the hands of Smith, and incomplete as the Falcons will kick it away. Kalispell won last year's meeting 27-20, and now they give this off to Roscoe Sheridan to begin this possession, and the true freshman picks up 8 yards. Sheridan's average has been rising as of late. Here's a fake as Walker rolls out right, fires wide open, Ja'Cory Day, 13 yards. However, remember, Ja'Cory does not lead this team in receiving. That'd be Sonny Archer. Now on the ground, Sammy Hawthorne, gain of 10. If he had that little extra burst, he might break that one. Again, Sammy to the right side. He's following Rashawn Brooks and taking this down to the 10 for a 24-yard gain. Now we saw last week Rashawn Brooks dominate in run blocking. He really is one of the most complete players on this roster. A split shotgun look now. Walker flips it out to Sheridan. Gets a block from Sammy and dives in for a touchdown. Warhawks strike first. They go load option from the split shotgun look, and it's the block from Hawthorne that makes this possible. 7-0. As we go back to the Air Force offense, Worthman again setting up option. Lacoste on the outside as he again gets very solid yardage. We'll see if they use Kelly John Charles around the line like I did last week. Toss again, Lacoste picking up yardage with ease. Another 7 or 8 yard chunk. They're stacking the box well, but not defending the outside. Here's Worthman leaping. Lost the football. It's James Watson. Taken down at the 32. He's trying to leap over Lorenzo easily, and he gets caught in midair by Quentin Dunn. It's a Warhawk turnover. They've been getting much better at that. Empty look here for Walker to begin as he airmails this for Ja'Cory on the outside. Don't see too many misses like that from Walker these days. Here's 3rd and 8. As Walker faces the inside rush and throws this away. Flag is down. And Walker did not get out of the tackle box. He attempted to, but did not. And that's going to take the Warhawks out of field goal range. So they cannot capitalize off the turnover, but Worthman brought down here on first by James Watson. This is what you want. Get this option offense into an obvious passing situation. Third down, up the same. What a catch by Cleveland. Reaching up with one hand and just snagging that. Now the Falcons at their own 40 as Lacoste is taken down. That's Quentin Dunn. Left tackle too slow to react. Again, third and long. Here comes Calhoun, picked up. Worthman outside to Amy. Taken down by Clark as he does get the first. Keep in mind, Dante Clark back in the starting lineup after the season-ending injury to Chris Smith last week. Now Worthman taken down. Lorenzo Easley. We need that disruption up front. Easley's a player I've always liked a lot. Here's third and long. Worthman floating it out for Smith. And taken down by Dunn, and they do not get into field goal range. Good job by this Kalispell defense. Leading 7-0 to begin the second quarter. Here is Walker sprinting out of the pocket, but good coverage, and Marquise throws this away. He had Ja'Cory Day, but of course right as the inside rush was getting home. Third down and 7 for Walker. Inside rush, off his spot now, and nobody open. Falcons playing tremendous defense on this possession. That's a 3-and-out. Kalispell loving this 4-4 defense as Worthman breaks a tackle and takes this for a first down. Davenport on the stop. So far, Air Force having a good deal of success with their option attack, but now Worthman taken down. They may have wanted a draw or something there, but Calhoun shut that down quickly. In the shotgun, again, third and long. Worthman fires downfield. He's got Duty Tyson, the fullback, who had a big game against us last season. 30 yards. Here is Worthman running triple option. Tatum, one man to beat, taken down by Zach Flowers. Third and goal now for the Falcons, trying to match the score. Worthman to throw. Short for Lacoste. Taken down. Doesn't even come close. Clark on the stop. Air Force now on the board as they make it a 7-3 game. Now Ja'Cory Day on the return as again doesn't get much room, and a flag on the play as they're going to back up even further as Rashawn Brooks is called for clipping. So the Kalispell Warhawks will begin at the 10-yard line. Sammy Hawthorne is the back, and they give it to him as Hawthorne is taken down after a 3-yard pickup. Air Force playing some tough defense in this first half. Third and 7. Walker rolling out again, running out of room, and fires through the hands of Sonny Archer, the team's leading receiver. The Warhawk offense has really slowed down after that interception. Now the Falcons take over again. Worthman breaks a tackle. He has been getting a lot of yards after contact already. Here in the flex bone, and taken down quickly as that's Lewis Towns. They're doing a good job of crowding the line and occasionally getting that unblocked defender. Third down and 6, another blitz. Worthman takes off and will not get there. Marcus Calhoun slams the door on that. Still 7-3 as this second quarter continues to wind. Here's Ja'Cory Day. Oh, what a spin. Day looking to make another move. Even the 8-yard returns are dazzling from Ja'Cory Day. Here are the numbers so far on the offense, and the bulk of that production came on the first drive that ended with a pick. So Kalispell going back to work, a sweep, and Sammy can't get to the outside. Falcon defense looking pretty stout. Archer the motion man on second down. They got the motion screen and some help for Archer as he is met and taken down a little shy of the first down marker. 0 for 3 on third down. Here is Roscoe Sheridan getting the job done, running through a safety, no problem, 5 yards. Swapping out Sheridan for Hawthorne again as they set up a screen in their space. Hawthorne to the 50. What a move past the defender. That gets him an extra 10 yards. 19 there for Sammy. Opening up empty. Bubble screen, Ja'Cory Day with open room. Out of bounds, gain of 16. And who was it blocking downfield? Oh yeah, Rashawn Brooks once again. Two tight ends now for Kalispell. A lot of personnel packages on display. As Walker again sprinting out. No one open, doesn't need him. He'll take off himself. Out of bounds at the 5. To the ace look now. Sheridan in the back here in the red zone, but they'll sweep it. Archer gets a block from Roscoe and picks up 2 yards. Kalispell chewing up the clock, now 3rd and goal. As they hand it off, and this is Eddie Benson for a touchdown. Can't forget about Eddie. I wouldn't mind seeing him get a few more touches per game. But here he punches it in, and the Warhawks have extended their lead. It's 14-3, and we've reached halftime. The second half is up next. See you then. Kalispell trying to make this a 4-game winning streak. And all these games have been in conference. They're getting some good play from the defense so far, and we'll see if that holds up. Air Force comes out, and they give this off to Lacoste, who gets the first, and a gain of 7. The Falcons' big issue so far has been avoiding those long 3rd downs. Here's Lacoste again as they've run some more traditional runs, and that one gets 6. On 2nd down, here's Worthman down the middle for Smith. Looking more like a pro-style offense right now as they get 5 and a first. Still stacking the box as Lacoste, Matt Dan taken down. The first one there was Quentin Dunn. 2 tight ends line up left, and Lacoste trying to run off tackle, but chased down by Marcus Calhoun. And Lacoste is shaken up on the play. That is their leading rusher. So 3rd down for Worthman, who has a man open on the outside as Smith gets the conversion, and they are closing in on field goal range. A strong possession to begin this half as Hill makes the catch. Nothing too flashy, but they've been as consistent as they've been all day. 2nd and short, Worthman this time won't break through as he's taken down by Brock Schultz. Now 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. John Charles walks down, and Worthman connects with Cleveland. Another tough catch and another conversion. Using a lot of time as well to open up this half as DeAngelis bounces this run. Taken down after a 10-yard gain. Trips look now on 1st and goal as they run speed option, and Desmond DeAngelis breaks in for the touchdown. A methodical drive from the Falcons as they show some improvement coming out of halftime. We'll see if Kalispell has an answer. The Warhawks come out 3 wide, Archer in the slot, and they'll start with option. But Walker can't get away as he's taken down after a 3-yard gain. Archer now to the right side. Here is 3rd down, and Walker finding Williams on the outside, and he is just able to get the 1st down conversion. Everett Whitfield now in the game as they run it with Sheridan. Cut back to the inside, and Roscoe Sheridan picks up 9. He's got tremendous footwork and quickness for a back at 220 pounds. Now read option, and Walker's got space. He's following Rashawn Brooks and picks up 21. They're just going to keep running it behind Rashawn Brooks. They'll have to put an edge rusher out there or something. On 1st down, they bring Day. And good coverage downfield, so a check down, and Ja'Cory able to get about 4 yards. What do they do on 3rd and 3? They'll keep it in the air. Walker on target, and just picking it up again, Rashad Williams right at the marker. Now in the game is Donnie Castillo, and Walker finding Donnie here on the right side as they reunite, and Castillo has a 3-yard gain, his first catch in weeks. Whitfield and Castillo, the duo here. Walker fakes off his spot with good coverage, across his body and off the mark for Ja'Cory Day. Falcons continuing to cover well in the back end. 3rd and 7 from inside the red zone as Walker finds Troy Evans on the outside. There's a name we haven't heard in a while. Evans makes a fantastic grab. Kalispell now 1st and goal. Walker with a strike to Rashad Williams, and just denied at the 1-yard line. An I-form look here, and at fullback, they've got Roscoe Sheridan. That's a touchdown. We've never seen that look before. Kalispell always throwing out some new ideas. 21-10 as the Falcons will get back to work and they get 2. Both teams have had long touchdown possessions, and this third quarter is nearly over. But now Aubrey Duty Tyson breaks through the middle, and he's racing inside the 30. Davenport gives chase, but it's a 73-yard touchdown to the dynamic fullback. I mean, it's no surprise after what he did last year, but no one could catch him, and Garner took out a defender in the process here while taking a bad angle. We go from these long touchdown possessions to a quick one, and it's a 4-point game. Third quarter will end after this play likely as the flip goes out to Sheridan, who is laid out. Only a 4-yard gain. So here we are in the fourth quarter, a split shotgun look, and Walker gets this away to Sonny Archer. They get the 2-on-1 against the free safety, and it's Archer on his deep post as he's now over 500 yards receiving, chasing Donnie Castillo's team record. Here's a give now. Sheridan straight up the middle and bursting through with a gain of 15 yards. They're back to getting those big plays in chunks again. Now a fake. Walker rolling out again. Not much room as he sails downfield, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Rich. The intended target was Rashawn Brooks. Another risky throw that Walker does not need to make, especially on first down. They've become a bit of a big play offense, but you can't always force it. Air Force now at the 1-yard line as they'll try to avoid the safety and give it to Aubrey Duty Tyson. He gains 1. But now at the 2-yard line, give it to him again as he finds a little room and picks up 5. So third down Air Force. Here comes Lacoste as Worthman will keep it. Thrown down though by Quentin Dunn, and he does not get there. Fourth down Air Force. And they do not like the call, so they have challenged. The yellow line, unofficial, as I've been told throughout these years, but he looked awfully close. And the call has been reversed. Wow, Air Force does get the first down. And now Worthman breaking across the 30 into Kalispell territory, and Garner shoves him out, but it's a 49-yard run. Again, we're seeing this game's control completely flip. Here's Worthman flipping out to Lacoste, breaks a tackle, and still not much out there as Calhoun makes the stop. Kalispell now in danger of giving up this lead as Worthman takes it up the gut and falls ahead for another first down. Worthman running extremely effectively. They'll run option again. Bergstrand now taken down by James Watson. No gain and shaken up on the play. In the I formation, Worthman back to pass and taken down. That is Zach Flowers forcing the 3rd and long. TJ Garner, the single high safety, and here's a blitz. Worthman down the middle and off the mark as the rush was in his face. So Air Force will bring out the field goal team to capitalize. And the kick is good. 21-20. But not much more room for error for Kalispell. As we get an update, seeing that BYU continuing a strong first year in the Mountain West as they beat Nevada. Now, Kalispell with a very key possession here as Sonny Archer breaks out across the 35. Over 160 on the ground for Kalispell. On first down, they'll go back to Walker, and that's well read as Walker loses 3. Air Force has already made this a 1-point game, and now it's 3rd and long for Kalispell against the blitz. Walker taking a shot, and he got Kendall Caldwell. He's got to have ice in his veins with a throw like that on 3rd and 12. Walker trusting his arm and his receiver up the seam. Caldwell's biggest play all year. And now they'll feed Roscoe Sheridan, who takes it down to the 10. We'll see if they're done rolling the dice now. Give it off to Roscoe again, tripping ahead, falling for a first down as they'll continue running clock. 2:04 to go, now Walker to pass. Chase to his left, gonna take off for it, and down at the 1. That might be worth challenging. but the Warhawks do not. On 2nd and goal, Hawthorne stood up and well defended. It's 3rd down now. The back now, Sheridan, 3 tight ends in the game. They give it to him, and he breaks the plane! Touchdown, Kalispell! And the offense is going nowhere. Already up 7, they want to finish this. Walker fires complete! 2-point try is good! 29-20. Can the Warhawks hang on? Worthman off his back foot and through the hands of Bergstrand. Incomplete. But this defense did give up a big comeback in last week's game, so this is not over. Worthman now checks it down. Lacoste only gets 3. It's 3rd and 7. Falcons need 2 scores in 1:30. As Worthman to the outside, and this is also dropped. So suddenly a 4th down for the Falcons. Game on the line as Air Force comes out split shotgun. Worthman swings it out to Bergstrand, and he's taken out of bounds by Kelly John Charles. The Warhawks take over on downs, and they'll put this away. Just a few more seconds, and Calvin Rowe will punt this as high as he can. 0's on the clock, and this game is over. The Kalispell Warhawks have won their 4th game in a row, and they are now 5-3. Great day for Roscoe Sheridan with the trifecta, a 3-touchdown day. Marquise Walker did throw 2 interceptions today, and those risks do need to be taken a little bit more carefully. But it was a little bit of a risky throw that got us out of that mess. That throw to Caldwell was maybe the best deep ball I've seen from Marquise Walker. This offense can certainly hit the big play now. We just have to make sure that we're finishing possessions at the same time. Defensively, I was pretty happy with this game. Of course, getting gashed for almost 80 yards by Duty Tyson was less than ideal, but we were able to contain, force the 3rd and longs, and not give up a lot of points. So there's not a whole lot I can be upset about with the defense. So as we transition into recruiting, now we're setting up a lot of visits for late in the season for, I think, 9 recruits we scheduled just this week. Most of our top targets are now scheduled to visit. We did not get any more commits yet. We still only have 1 on the season, but we're still in very good shape, I feel. Here's a look at all the visits scheduled and the scholarships offered to every player. Definitely worried about Oregon and our chase for Lamar Williams. We're also seeing UNC now pushing hard for middle linebacker Diego Fernandez, and for Eric Crenshaw, that is only getting worse as it's looking more and more like he'll be going to Oregon. Jay Ewing received a scholarship offer from Rutgers, but we're still in the lead there. For kicker Jason Tate, we may not win this one, so may have to find some more kickers. But I do think that overall, I'm still pretty confident in what this recruiting class can turn into, although some of these races are getting a little bit more intense down the stretch. Hopefully we can get some commits before the end of the season so that the off-season isn't as difficult. For those of you wanting to see updates on some of the top prospects, Shark West Town still leaning towards the U, but UMass now getting very aggressive, and Centarius Phillips still favoring the Clemson Tigers, wide receiver U as they have turned into. Tight end Chad Sweezy also chose BYU this week, so that's another one off the board. Next week, we take on the Boise State Broncos for the first time in this series. Both teams have 5 wins. Both teams are undefeated in conference. And for Kalispell, we are now talking about the possibility of bowl eligibility. This hot streak they're on is unlike anything we've seen in this series. The team now breaking through in the 3rd year of a lot of these players' tenure at Kalispell. The core of this team, many of them seniors, and they're now getting that taste of success. But it would be so much sweeter if it ends with a bowl game. They need 1 more win to get eligible, and they do have a couple winnable games on the schedule left. Although definitely some tough ones against Boise State and Wyoming, 2 teams we're very unfamiliar with. But the way this team has played as of late, there's no reason to be down about these tough matchups. We contended against Washington, we've won 4 straight games. The pieces are in place for an exciting end to this year. Kalispell is 5-3. And we'll see what they do in their remaining 4 games. The Boise State quarterback is Jake Constantine, a sophomore who has a very good arm. He's just very inexperienced. He's a pure pocket passer and will do our best to create enough havoc to force some errant passes due to his lack of experience. Here are the numbers now for Kalispell as we bring week number 8 to an end. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Another fun episode here in the Kalispell Warhawks Dynasty. Game day has been quite fun for this team over these past 4 episodes. We'll see how they continue on against the Boise State Broncos next time. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel while hitting that bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Leave your feedback below in the comments. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. And how about Troy Evans and Donnie Castillo both catching a pass in this game?